Hey everybody, welcome to 2025. Burn your whole fabulous year alive. And I'm here with our bright and shiny peacock friend, plus some other friends over here. There was a chicken on the place over there. We're here at the Hawaiian Sanctuary on boom, 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 boom. They should put the skate down, that was loud. So, right on course. Everything is working actually. And in reality, that's okay to say. It's okay to consider. It's okay to play and pray that way. Here are our beautiful little more birds. See, there's one over there too. Anyway, Course in Miracles. This is a course in miracles. And you don't have to believe any of it. It specifically says that. In fact, it actually says that you may. I think it maybe even says something like probably will, but I don't know actually. But actively resist some of it, and that's okay. The thing to do is to attempt to use it in a way as a meditation, a mantra, or a prayer, actually. Hello, viewer. Chime in below. Say hello. Have me know who you are. And by name, actually. Your name. Your doorbell. Like, ding dong, like Joey. That's me. That's my name, actually. Most commonly, but not my passport name. My passport name is Joseph, actually. Many names. The name game we can play. Specifically, starting to read this... the workbook for the year. We're having an introduction here, so read along with me. And like I say, you don't have to agree with it or anything like that. And for sure, have any yeah buts that you have naturally. What does that mean about caveats or nuances? Are all welcome, actually. And how to fit how it fits with the practicalities of your practical life that you practically know you believe in so many ways, actually. Okay, anyways, here's an introduction to a course, and then I'll be reading the first lesson, which is fairly intense, actually. A theoretical foundation, such as the text provides, is necessary as a framework to make the exercises in this workbook meaningful. Yet, it is doing the exercises that will make the goal of the course possible. An untrained mind can accomplish nothing. Did you hear that? That's a cool sentence. An untrained mind can accomplish nothing. It can. The mind, which projects out stories and meanings and things, it can accomplish what a symbol of nothingness is, because it is the mind untrained. And that is what we are doing, is retraining our mind with the retaining of our memory of the actuality of the kingdom within. So it is the purpose of this workbook to train your mind to think along the lines the text sets forth, which is along these lines of how to undo things in reality like pain, problem, separation, death, decay, specialness, expectations, symbols like that, basically. And also like touch on the light that's underneath all those projections. That's before the story of the scenes on the movie screen that ever was. The movie screen you perhaps hold in your hand of me, and or those of the whole thing, the scene around you, as you're on your computer screen with me, and then also like the whole thing as one, and going underneath that one thing to the light that shines through, actually. Anyways, okay, paragraph number 2 of the introduction to the workbook for students. The exercises are very simple. They do not require a great deal of time, and it does not matter where you do them. They need no preparation. The training period is 1 year. 1 year calendar time, 365 days. The exercises are numbered from 1 to 365. Do not undertake to do more than one set of exercises a day. You can start anytime. I notice as I'm saying this right now, about ready to start, that in 1 minute it will be 3, 2, 1. And that is a countdown to let's go miraculously. Hey, yo. And, okay, playing along, here we go. The paragraph number 3. The workbook is divided into 2 main sections. The first dealing with the undoing of the way you see now. The second with the acquisition of true perception. With the exception of the review periods, each day's exercises are planned around one central idea, which is stated first. This is followed by a description of the specific procedures by which the idea for the day is to be applied. Hey, 3, 2, 1, right away, right on time. Okay, so the workbook's divided into 2 sections. First deals with undoing the way you see now. What the Course is saying your mind subconsciously made everything for, which you'll see eventually, if you read the text, would be for the purpose of proving the tiny mad idea real, which is a tiny mad idea in this way it's like the question, like, yeah, but what if there was something other than the truth? And the truth answers, what are you talking about? That doesn't even make any sense, you know? Logical consistency, some way actually. If A, then not B. If B, then not A. So if true, then not untrue. And if untrue, not true. These are pristine logics, actually. So those are pristine logics, and that is kind of like the prime directive of the Course. The truth is true, it's always true. Anything other than it's not true. The truth doesn't change to something other than what it is. Otherwise, it changes to something other than what the truth is. Anything other than the truth is not true, actually. So these are considerations, meditations, and conversations using communication to point to something, actually. And there's other dimensions of communication which in my reality are obviously absolutely allowed, permitted, and accepted, and acknowledged, and let's see, actualized. What other A words? Not extracted, that's not an A word, but, like wrung out, sort of like used, put into function. All the different kind of dimensions of what speaking is, including the dimension of what the Course in Miracles is pointing to. So, 2 main sections. The first is dealing with undoing the way you see now, which the Course says, vision of things was made up to prove the tiny mad idea true. Which again is against the prime directive. What if there can't be anything other than the truth? Yeah, but what if there was? There's this mischievous thought that started the stories, but there is something beyond story, and that's the way we're pointing in some way, and that's what the Course in Miracles has us touch in some way too, with some of the lessons. And the second section is regarding the acquisition of true perception. This true perception is like. I and my Creator share in our creations creatively in eternity. As I let go and go in, I extend light unlimitedly. Something like that, maybe, that would be a meditative prayer in the direction of the acquisition of the experience of true perception, infiltrated into the world of our choices in life, in inspiration, actually, okay? So within the exception of the review period, with the exception of the review periods, each day's exercises are planned around one central idea, which is stated first, which you'll see today's is, the idea for today is nothing I see in this room or on this street or from this window or in this place means anything. That's the idea for today. So, so that idea is followed by a description of the specific procedures, like what to do, by which the idea for the day is to be applied. So these workbook lessons are about application. There's a whole text at the beginning that assists with this, everything can be helpful in some way or another at different times. One piece of this is holographic, actually. If you get not all of it, you don't get any of it. It says this, actually. But also it will seem to be that there is in the story of you practically, probably, progressive reality. Because spirit works with what we know we believe in, actually. The spirit of what? The spirit of the heart's wholeness. The prayer for that to be true. That meaning is meaningful instead of chaotic, actually, in some ways. And that the dream, the scenes, the story can seem to be for a holy purpose of giving. Giving what to? Clear clarity. Everything. Giving to everything clear clarity, actually. To see the sight underneath it, beyond it. There seems that there is a contrast learning of separate interests between me and my sister or my brother or my soul star or my bright and shiny other, as I like to say. There seems to be some sort of separate interests, but I see there is one underneath, which is for us to see beyond our separate interests in some way, actually, and to work with what we know and believe in the practical world, practically speaking, with our practice characters, practically, having those be a mirror of the kingdom that we touch within when we meditate, or something like this, in this holy instant, these holy instant immersions, which the Course will propose to us to do. Okay, paragraph number 4 in the introduction. The purpose of the workbook is to train your mind in a systematic way to a different perception of everyone and of everything in the world. The exercises are planned to help you generalize the lessons so that you will understand that each of them is equally applicable to everyone and everything you see, without exception. It doesn't say that that's a good addition. Paragraph number 5. Transfer of training in true perception does not proceed as does transfer of training of the world. If true perception has been achieved in connection with any person, situation, or event, total transfer to everyone and everything is certain, actually. What a bright and shiny, bold claim, eh? Some of these things, yeah, they're amazing claims. And they're like, wow, what a holistic, bold claim. And that's what I have to say. Okay, continuing on, paragraph 5, sentence 3. On the other hand, one exception held apart from true perception makes its accomplishments anywhere impossible. It's like that's like a yeah, but. It's like, hey, God loves everything. Yeah, but what about, yeah, but what, but, instead of the possibility of letting go into the kingdom of the great rays within are unstoppable, an experience of something that you have got not a problem with, actually, when you're in it. And then you seem to come back into your body. It will seem, definitely does to me. And then I attempt to have my character be an act of inspiration, inspiredly within the situation of this Earth School as a symbol of that unstoppable bright light within a world that seems to be questioning whether, in this guy's character, whether it's all these different things, whether I mean well or not. And maybe it's for you too, whether I care or not, whether, I don't know, all these ways, attempting to act inspiredly, doing what is called quantum forgiveness, forgiving the world not of what it is, but of the meaning of giving it, like wholly and fully, and then also stepping back into my story, the practical character I believe I am, the one who is named Joey, and playfully I name other things like Joe King, and acting inspiredly with him, with what I know I feel I am responsible for, more and more so, actually, okay? And I'm really one thing I love about the Course in Miracles, I notice that there's certain lessons that really still, I don't get how they sit with me, with from my human's perspective, the desire, the need. Well, look at the head. I about bonked my head there some days ago. I can tell still. But like the practical empowerment side of taking care of this guy. See, this guy, he often does sort of in many ways, take care of other people. And he knows if he took care of himself in a few different ways a little better, he'd even be able to take care of other people better, actually. So being able to respond, I believe he is able to do better, actually. And Knowing I believe that is so, the theory is for me, practically, when I touch the kingdom within regularly, then I believe, I think, I do, it seems, in my story unfolding, he gets to be more of a whole shareable miracle parable, a life full of many of those, actually. Or something, shareable miracle parables. Okay, so paragraph number 5. Yeah, we already read that. Paragraph number 6. The only general rules to be observed throughout then are, first, that the exercise be practiced with great specificity, as will be indicated. So do the best you can to do what it tells you to do, without exceptions. This will help you to generalize the ideas involved to every situation in which you find yourself, and to everyone and everything in it. Second, be sure that you do not decide for yourself that there are some people, situations, or things to which the ideas are inapplicable. This will interfere with the transfer of training. The very nature of true perception is that it has no limits. The very nature of true perception is that it has no limits. The very nature of true perception is that it has no limits. Perception of truth is what? It's unlimitedly true, actually. The truth is true, unlimitedly true. There is nothing other than it. It's sort of experientially the light that doesn't stop by something in its sight. It feels real great there, actually, too. The very nature of true perception is that it has no limits. It is the opposite of the way you see now, of the way humans see generally in our story, it seems. It's a nice little extra translation. Paragraph number 7 for the introduction. The overall aim of the exercises is to increase your ability to extend the ideas you will be practicing. To include everything. The overall aim of the exercises is to increase your ability to extend the ideas you will be practicing to include everything, without exception. This will require no effort on your part. The exercises themselves meet the conditions necessary for this kind of transfer. What trust this is giving. Paragraph number 8. Some of the ideas the workbook presents you will find hard to believe. Others may seem to be quite startling. This is true for sure for me. This does not matter. You are merely asked to apply the ideas as you are directed to do. If you want to. You don't have to. I remember I've read a book once that told me at the end of it, never read this book again. It was fairly short. And burn it now. And I thought, no way. I'm reading this again. It was interesting to read. And I'm not going to burn this book, actually. So, obviously, if you are attempting to give yourself to a consideration or meditation for a course in miracles, if that sounds nice to you, if some of the things I've said sound good, then you are merely asked to apply the ideas as you are directed to do so, and you are not asked to judge them at all. You're asked to only use them. It is their use that will give them meaning to you and will show you that they are true. Their ideas on their own, they may be controversial to you, they may be triggering, but as we apply, the Course is saying, as we apply them, we will see that they are true, actually. Paragraph number 9. Remember only this. You need not believe the ideas, you need not accept them, and you need not even welcome them. Remember only this. You need not believe the ideas, you need not accept them, and you need not even welcome them. Some of them you may actively resist. Even some of this, obviously, like how dare the book ask me to just practice it without believing it? I actively resist. I rebel against this, and that's totally understandable, actually. We could talk about that, humans, hey? I know. None of this will matter or decrease their efficacy. I know what I'm saying, but I don't know if I've said it that way ever. But do not allow yourself to make exceptions in applying the ideas the workbook contains, and whatever your reactions to the ideas may be, use them. Nothing more than that is required. Do not allow yourself to make exceptions in applying the ideas the workbook contains, and whatever your reactions to the ideas may be, use them. Make them a prayer, a meditation. Nothing more than that is required, actually. The application of true thoughts, thoughts I think with God. Okay, so lesson number 1. Actually, I think I'm going to separate this. Yeah, I will. So that's what I got to say today. I love you all. Godspeed. And then I'll be back on in a second with lesson 1.